Hi, and welcome to the support series videos from Vectra. In this series, engineers will go through some of the common requests we see from customers and how to resolve them. Please be sure to subscribe and check back for new videos in the series.
Hi all, welcome to Vector Support video series. I am Mohammed Pasha from Vector Support team. This is the third video in a series covering Wireshark. In this video, we will understand the Wireshark's Decode As feature. We will see why or when do we need it. Wireshark has what are known as dissectors. Using dissector allows Wireshark to decode and present all the fields within a packet. Now, every protocol has their own dissectors. This means dissecting a single packet to provide all the fields within it involves usage of multiple dissectors. It may so happen that Wireshark might pick a wrong dissector while decoding a packet, and you might not see the expected results for some specific cases. For example, if you are using a non-conventional TCP port for your HTTP traffic, say port 200 instead of standard port 80. Let us now look at an example. This pcap was generated by Vector Brain as part of a suspicious RDP detection with unusual keyboard layout seen on the network. Now, if you see here, I'm using the default profile here, but I have added an extra column called keyboard layout. Now, let us see what field are we using to define this column. Let's do right click, go to edit column. Now, as you can see, I've added this field rdp.keyboard layout in order to add this as part of our column here. When we look at the statistics and protocol hierarchy, so we can see that this shows the summary of all the packets associated with different types of protocols here. And we don't see any packets listed as part of RDP. We only see TCP packets. Before proceeding further with our example, couple of points that you need to keep in mind from this article numbered 1098, titled as How Are Detection PCAPs Created. So the first point that you need to keep in mind is, as the article says, depending on the timing of the detection, the protocol in use, and the traffic load on the uplands, it's possible for the PCAP to contain fewer packets than the full flow. In extreme cases, where the AI system has taken considerable time to identify the behavior or the detection occurred later in a packet stream, the PCAP may be absent entirely. This is normal behavior and not an indicator of a problem. Neither is true in our case. PCAP generated does not seem to have any RDP packets, let alone fewer packets in a flow mentioned in this article. Now, as we are on this article page, I'd like to bring into your attention to this point. Which says customers requiring access to all packet data should investigate the use of the vector stream or recall products. These products extract metadata from the packets and save this data for longer periods, avoiding the burden of saving, indexing, and searching full packet data while maintaining a high quality metadata source. Now, continuing with our PCAP, let us see how many TCP conversations we have. So let's go to statistics, conversation. Now, if you look at TCP, we only have one conversation between 192.168.0.1 and 10.10.10.1, and the port being used is 3389. Now let's close this. We know from the detection and the port 3389 is ideally used for RDP traffic. Let's now go to packet number 4, which is this packet, basically the first data packet, and try to decode this as RDP traffic, right? So I'm going to go ahead and right click on the TCP here. And one of the other thing that I would like to highlight is, if you see within the TCP, it says there is 19 bytes of data, but we don't see that data represented within under the TCP stream here. Now let's see why that is, as we try to proceed further. Now I'm going to go ahead and right click and try to decode as. Now, as you can see here, so the TCP port 3389, right? So Wireshark by default picks up the TPKT heuristic for RDP, but you can see that what I've done is I've forced Wireshark to depict this or try to dissect this as HTTP traffic to mimic our scenario. Now, continuing further, I'm gonna go ahead and delete the first entry. Now what I'll do is I'll make the current dissection also uh, sorry, yeah, it didn't pick it up, so let's do that. Let's repeat that. So decode as. Now this, as this is highlighted, the second one right in the list here, so let's do okay. And the minute we do that, you can see that now Wireshark tries to decode as TPKT, but then within this, you can still see that it just shows this as data. It doesn't depict this as RDP. Now, so one of the other reasons is we need to go to analyze and then go to enable protocols. Now, when I filter for TPKT, so as you can see, I have disabled this TPKT. So Wireshark is not. So we haven't informed Wireshark to try to decode as TPKT yet. So I'm going to go ahead and enable this. Now, as soon as I do that, you can see that the Wireshark is able to dissect it appropriately and show us the RDP packets. And then we can see that there is the keyboard layout of 2070. Basically, which we added as part of our column here as part of the keyboard layout. So to summarize, if you have standard traffic running on non-standard ports, validate if that protocol has been enabled and decoded as appropriate protocol in order for Wireshark to dissect the packet appropriately. Hope this has been informative. Thank you. Have a great day.